Hi, my name is Matt and welcome to the director's commentary for the short film The Lone Gunman. It starred myself, Matt Auckland, playing Sean, and here with me is...
Lennie. I did some post-production and I held the boom mic.
And Chris Auckland, writer, director, location scout, producer, everything except for costume and cameras and acting and sound.
Okay. Would you like to do a short introduction, Chris?
Basically, The Lone Gunman was devised as a college project. It was one of 5 options, and fortunately, it was the one that involved the least number of people. And as we had no access to a woman, it was the only one that we could film, which was unfortunate, as it was also the shittest one. The story follows someone who's double-crossed someone. Gary is the individual who has done the double-crossing. And Sean, played by Matt, is the assassin that has been hired to execute him for some reason which is never really addressed.
Okay.
Oh, and Gary's a Catholic. There's a plot element, and I can't remember why I wrote it.
Oh, that's because of the rosary.
Yeah, because of the rosary.
Yeah. But then again, we never actually put the rosary in it.
In hindsight, that entire scene, which is the only scene, I would have cut.
Oh dear.
Shall we have a good old chatter now about the opening sequence?
So this is the opening sequence.
That goes on and on and on.
1 minute, 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, 1 minute and 29 seconds thereabouts. It was filmed in the boot of my car that at the time had a rattling boot lock.
Yeah.
So that was a rattling noise on the outside. And in order to shoot this sequence, all I simply do is just drove around the block.
Yeah, and I sat in the back with the camera.
Yeah. It's pretty straightforward, really, but...
The length is designed for you to feel the isolation and uncertainty that the individual that's in the boot is feeling.
Or is it just to pad it out? I don't know.
No. There was a point. Just didn't pan out. I've rewritten this scene, but as I never want to see this film ever again, it's unlikely that the redo will ever be filmed.
Not unless we can get some better actors in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the acting was superb.
If you've not seen it yet, it's a beauty to behold.
Your post-production was brilliant because all the music was bang on cue.
Yeah, that was all the music is post-production, and there's Matt.
Yay!
Initially, after filming and releasing this short film, I thought that there had been a major costume cock-up, but fortunately, Matt's coat can be described in any number of ways, which involve goblins.
And spelled my name wrong on the...
And I spelled his name wrong, yeah. Unfortunately, Gareth Petley couldn't be involved in this because we didn't invite him.
And incidentally, that sequence is actually filmed 2 days after we filmed the rest of it.
Yeah, and these establishing shots, which were filmed about 2 days after, were filmed in a completely separate location to the majority of the rest of the film, about 2 miles away.
Yeah, but that's only because we couldn't shoot live weapons in a sort of...
Oh yeah, because you're a bunch of pussies that wouldn't shoot live weapons.
I kept saying
bunch of just about. And as you will see later on, that in fact ruined the ending of the film that I had originally written.
Oh, here we go. Here's where we...
Now, what's Gareth looking at? What's he looking at?
Who knows?
I don't know why he's looking suspicious, because he's not the one that's about to do the shooting.
It's my acting, the way we deliver these lines is...
You can't do it, Sean, not like this. You know you shouldn't have crossed him.
You know, Sean. Gary. Yes, there's the MacGuffin of the rosary.
Look at the camera.
Let's try and get it out of my pocket.
Nice family. Best line. Comedy punch. Stare at the camera there from Matt. Progressive filmmaking. This is interesting. Yeah.
It's just a matter of time. We'll get you eventually.
Who is he?
Shut up. Shut up.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. That's the best bit of
look
the
at that.
entire thing.
Now, this was meant to happen differently, but at this point, Gareth stood up and ran while shouting, "Cheese it," because he was concerned about the discharge of weapons. So,
And this is where you spelt my name right.
I spelled your name right here, yeah. As my brother.
What was all these extra letters after your
Fun
name,
fact,
there, Chris?
BSc SSD stands for Bronze Swimming Certificate, Silver Swimming Certificate.
And any of those who watch Red Dwarf will know exactly what that's all about. Filmed in Spud Vision.
Should we watch it again?
Do you want to roll through that again?
For the general enjoyment of that. Maybe we can get some thoughts from Lennie about why it's so shit.
Because the acting is just such quality.
I don't think you can deny that the acting we had available to us was the best we could hope for. Yeah. I would have liked to have done one of the other projects, but neither of the two actors we had available were comfortable doing the prostitute scene. So
Could have gone down Derby Road.
I wasn't paying anyone, Lennie.
We didn't have the budget.
We had
Didn't have the
literally less
budget.
than £2.
Didn't have the budget, mate, at all. I heard we did approach Quentin Tarantino to guest direct.
He was going to direct the credits, but unfortunately had to drop out due to other commitments.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so funny.
The reshoot of this scene is a good idea in my head. So
What, to extend it by
yeah,
half an hour?
the director's cut is an extra half an hour long.
I'd also like to, at this point, thank the parcel tape for best supporting role in holding the microphone onto the wooden cane that we
Yes.
used as a boom mic.
The two bamboo canes. It was like giant chopsticks holding a microphone up. So expertly held by Lennie.
Yeah, expertly held.
held.
Yeah. And I just think this part's brilliant. Look at that. Dong. See, that's brilliant.
That was good. Most people who watch this consider that to be good.
And then what did you use to edit this with him?
A Mac?
It was on, so it would have been Final Cut.
I think it was probably Final Cut,
Final
yeah.
Cut, yeah, okay.
Spelled your name wrong there.
Spelled my name wrong again, yeah. It's double T. Just so you know.
Thanks.
Yeah, brother.
The name has no significance other than the last thing that I thought of shortly before I had to hand the project in.
This was filmed at the Beer Forest.
No, it's 100 acres.
100 acres, sorry. Near Wickham.
Yes.
Which was when we were going to originally film it all, but in the end we cut everything that we filmed there and did it in the second location, which is also near the 100 acres.
And there was about a month's worth of location scouting before we actually ultimately filmed.
Before we actually all piled in my car and drove down there. Yeah. If you notice, Gareth is always looking around, but if you watch this sequence where he gets shot, he actually looks backwards to make sure he's not going to fall on anything heavy. Which, technically, if you're about to die, is probably the last thing that's going through your head, really.
I want to land on something soft.
No, I don't want to hurt myself.
An interesting costume fact here. Gareth's wearing an NYPD hoodie for some reason.
He went to New York on his honeymoon.
Nice family.
Look at that. Oh,
Punch was just
that's
great,
heaven.
brother. It's
That's
just
heaven.
great.
Continuity mistake there, though.
yes, a tree.
You know he's going to send others.
No, he's going to send numbers.
It's just a matter of time.
Just a matter of time.
Eventually,
Okay, you're eventually.
Here we go.
Here we go. Best bit.
This is the
best
best
bit
bit.
ever.
Oh, here he comes. Yeah.
That bit was fantastic, and those are the only two shots that we fired. We didn't fire any more shots than
Yeah,
that.
those two were enough to scare
And
the shit out of
it
people.
cuts there because we have to sprint because there's a house right nearby.
No, there wasn't.
There was.
There was the
This is the problem I had to deal with. I had to deal with two prima donna actors that just because we just started two shots, they wanted to
Panicked.
leg it. Now, if you've ever seen my brother, if you've ever seen Matt Auckland, you know that legging it isn't something he does very often.
Hey, look, I was a few pounds lighter then.
Why have we got credits to Tony and Claire Finnegan?
They provided the camera.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's an epic thing. Fortunately, we're now wiser and have cast this film out from our repertoire. But it's got a place in our hearts, hasn't it, boys?
Oh yes.
Certainly will.
So
and I'd prefer it if no one links that to me.
So as we continue our career as independent filmmakers with several projects coming up, we have decided to do this director's commentary
For no reason.
for no reason, simply because as our first project, we want it to stand as a benchmark.
And we'd just like to point out that the director's commentary is actually a lot longer than the original short film was.
Yeah.
But that's it. We'll wrap this up. And thanks very much to Chris and Lennie for joining me for the director's commentary of The Lone Gunman.
Thank you.
Thank you, as director. Thank you.